Tinubu and Shettima never expected what happened to them few hours ago, as everywhere paused few hours ago. It has finally read for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as history have finally set himself. History have never come this way in life before in the history of Nigeria. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria before that all senators actually stand against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They move a motion against Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria, because we all know that all the senators were all worshipping Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They were all worshipping Shettima, all of that. But come and see what happened. The moment Shettima and Tinubu left Nigeria, all the senators make a move in the House of Senate, and they make a move against Tinubu and Shettima, and they stand on the move. They said Tinubu is an inhuman president and is a very heartless president. You will see in this very video, they all make a unanimous move against him. They said enough is enough. So I'd like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do all to share it, and if you can share it, just like it as a watching, like it, give it a thumb up, so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, ensure you click the registration button appearing in your videos right now, and at the same time click the notification bell icon, so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you know. Because I boss few hours ago, Tinubu and Shettima never expected what happened few hours ago. It was 2 weeks ago that Tinubu left to UK, and after he left to UK, after a few days in UK, he left to France, and nobody ever expected what Tinubu did. A lot of people were like, why did Tinubu go to France again? Why did he leave Nigeria? And I see that it's not enough. Shettima left to Sweden, and amazed the fact that Shettima and Tinubu left Nigeria. They left Nigeria to AKPABIO. But come and see in this early afternoon, nobody ever expected what happened in the House of Senate. The House of Senate, all the senators in the House of Senate, they did an emergency meeting, and as they did the emergency meeting, they make a move against Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima. Nobody knows, maybe it's because Tinubu and Shettima left Nigeria together and all of that. That is why the senators make the meeting on emergency mode. Nobody know, maybe they intentionally do it and miss the fact that the two of them weren't in Nigeria. But come and see the way history made itself. It have never happened in the history of Nigeria before that the senators actually make a move against the president. All the senators, all of them cooperate together. They said no, enough is enough. The shenanigans and the criminality of Tinubu is enough. Come and see the way these people stand for the truth. The senators stand for the truth for the very first time, because Nigerians have been saying that the senators have been compromised, that Tinubu have put all of them into pocket. But all of them together, unanimously, they have stand against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they caught Tinubu difference, and they said it's a heartless person and his criminalities are too much. You will see in this very video. Like I said, connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do well to share it as you're watching it. Share it to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up, so that it will recommend for us. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening in Nigeria right now. All the senators stood up in the House of Assembly. They said no, Tinubu must stop these shenanigans. They said they've been looking at Tinubu for a long time. They even made it known that the moment Nigerians will protest this third time, because according to report now, Nigerians protested in August and they protested in October, and they said the moment Nigerians will protest again, that they will join Nigerians to protest, that they will pour all their support for Nigerians. These are senators talking in this very place. It is not a single senator that says it. It is not two senators. All the senators in the House of Assembly, all of them stand together, including the leader. All of them stood together in a single voice. They said enough is enough, that what Tinubu is doing to Nigerians must come to an end. We did not know the spirit that enters the senator in this very day. We did not know what happened, and we did not know what they have been cooking underneath. They said they tired of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and these are the same senators that they bought SUV for, and they bought different things for. Tinubu bought SUV for them of over 160 million naira per senator, and they spend more than 60 billion to buy SUVs for this senator. He did all manner of things to them just to silence them, just to make sure that he put their head in his pocket. But these people are finally rose against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Tinubu and his families were shocked at lies as they watched the move that the senators make against Tinubu in a live TV. Tinubu saw everything in live TV, even as he's in France. He saw everything that he did. He never believed his eyes. He never expected that his own senators can stand against him. Even APC senators make the move. They said enough is enough on what Tinubu is doing. You will hear women in this very video. Tinubu never knew and Shettima never knew. Even that Shettima knew that just like this will happen, he wouldn't have go to Sweden for anything that he went for. He wouldn't have left Nigeria for AKPABIO and all of that. You will see you in this very video. If you can share the video, just do well to share it as you're watching it. Share it to the best social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up. Nigeria is coming to a change now. Nigerian senators are now changing. They are making U-turns. Should we say that it is the prayers of Nigerians that is actually coming through? Should we say that it is what Nigerians are doing nothing it that is actually coming through? Because nobody ever expected that the senators can stand against Tinubu and stand for the people. Nobody ever expected that the senators can stand for the truth. It's not one senator out of hundreds of senators. All the hundreds stands for the truth. So if you can share the video, just share it. If you can share it, just like it. Let me play you what is going on in Nigeria. You will hear women in this very video. But before you hear what Nigerian senator said, in 1 minute, hear what a Yoruba man said regarding Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Come and see the way this man is begging Tinubu. And after the few seconds video, you will hear what Nigerian senator said and what they're doing against Bola Ahmed Tinubu now. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Bàbá Tinubu ẹjọ́ ìjọba lẹ́ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ eléyìí ti kúrò ní pé à ń bá yẹn pariwo àbá ń bá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run tó bá yẹ bẹ́sẹ̀ wà ní ẹjọ́ ẹ dáríjì wá ìlú yìí ti lé kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ èèyàn gangan ò lè dá fìdí ẹnu ara rẹ̀ ká tó wá sọ pé ẹni tó ti níyàwó àtọmọ ńlẹ̀ ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yẹn ẹjọ́ voters card tá a fi dìbò fún yín nílé yìí ẹjọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká rí bíbí ìbá ara fọ ara wa sí ra wa ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run ẹjọ́ ìfẹ́ yín táwọn èèyàn ní ẹ má jẹ́ kí ìfẹ́ yín kú lọ lẹ́mìí àwọn èèyàn ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yìí ẹ wo èmi gangan mọ́tò mi gangan lélẹ̀ báyìí oṣù méjì lélẹ̀ tí mo ti lọ ní ẹjọ́ tó lọ bùkátà ti fẹ́ pa wá ẹjọ́ bùkátà tó wà ní báyìí lẹ́sẹ̀ àtún lè rí gbọ́mọ́ fúnra wa ẹjọ́ ibi tílẹ̀ bá sú mi sí ẹ wo ibẹ̀ mò ń sùn aṣọ mi lélẹ̀ yìí aṣọ tí mò ń change tó gbé ibi tílẹ̀ bá sú mi sí ibẹ̀ mò ń sùn ẹjọ́ tó lọ ẹ bá wà nǹkan sí ìlú ẹjọ́ bàbá Tinubu bàbá SHETTIMA Olúrẹ̀mí Tinubu ẹjọ́ bá ṣe èyí Tinubu ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú ẹjọ́ tó lọ ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹ wo ìjọba lẹ́ẹ̀mí ẹjọ́ tó lọ ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yìí ti bàjẹ́ kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹjọ́ tá a bá ní 1,000 2,000 naira 50,000 naira lọ́wọ́ ní ìsìnkú tó wá gbọ́ bùkátà ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú ẹjọ́ wọ́n tó bá sára pàdé fídíò yìí dákun tó bá ń rìpọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ dákun bá ń ṣíà rẹ̀ jọ bá ń ṣíà fídíò yìí jọ bá ń rìpọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ jọ bàbá Tinubu ẹ̀bẹ̀ la bẹ̀ yín ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yìí ẹjọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ la bẹ̀ ìwò mo tó yíra mọ́lẹ̀ fún yín ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yìí ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run ẹjọ́ àwọn tó fi mọ́ àwọn odidi bá lé lé àti ń sákùn lé fáwọn ìyàwó wa ẹjọ́ kì í ṣe fáwọn ìyàwó wa ṣẹ̀ wá ìgbà táwọn àlè gbọ́mọ̀ ẹjọ́ bá wà nǹkan ṣe sí ìlú yìí ẹjọ́ bàbá Tinubu ẹjọ́.
Tinubu T-Pain, you are a coward. Yes, na me talk, you are a big coward. Anytime you want to change the price in Nigeria, you want to increase fuel, you no go dey Nigeria, you either be in China or you are in London. You go sha comot for country, useless president. Where you see president like your mates, they comot for country when their citizens need them, wey they go another person country. That country where you go, the president of that country don comot for your own country, call your country before. Empty head, you no get sense, empty brain, agbalagba. Wetin dey even vex me pass be say you dey use this stupid gullible people wey no get sense wey call theirself Yoruba nation. You call Tinubu is not even a Yoruba, but Tinubu was able and successfully to manipulate una wey no get sense wey na dey call una self Yoruba to dey use that influence of Yoruba na take carry am put for there. Gullible people with gullible mindset. Na dey craze make na vex tell about the binu. My dear
colleagues, I draw authority and strength from Order 8 Rule 5 of our House Rule to pray that we consider this matter as one that is urgent and of very great importance to the Nigerian populace. Is the issue of the increase in the pump price of petroleum products, which took effect last week. And you can all agree with me that ever since this happened, particularly for those of us who are seated in these green chambers, our people have been on us. Nigerians have been groaning under the pain. Every other sector has been affected, and we are expected to discuss this issue as one that is important and urgent, else we might compel Nigerians to take the laws into their hands and discuss it on our behalf. I would therefore want to pray that we see this matter as one that is urgent and very important. And again, let me also inform us that we have 111 members that are sponsoring this motion across political line, across tribe, across religion, because this affects all of us as Nigerians. I would therefore pray that we see this as very important and urgent for this House to deliberate this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My name is Honorable Dr. Patrick Umar. I represent the entire people of Ikorekpene, Esienudim, Oborokara Federal Constituency, my proud son of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that this is urgent enough to be taken by no less a member than the minority leader of this House. I so second.
Those in support of the motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg. Honorable Agilo.
Can't say anything today. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, Ian Zazo, GCOM. My name is Umar Agilo. I'm a member representing Makarpi and Kudan Federal Constituency. I am from the northwestern Nigeria of Kaduna State. I rise to second the very important motions like this, ably moved by my leader. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Rabuchenda, please proceed.
Respected honorable colleagues, I remain Ali Issa JC, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, this motion is timely and is a very important motion. Today, because of the increase in the fuel prices, a lot of prices have escalated. Prices of food items, prices of transportations, and even healthcare services. I am happy that this House, that is the People's House, more than 100 members decided to bring this notice so that government should look at this with a human face. Mr. Speaker, Section 14(2)(b) of our Constitution clearly stated that the primary purpose of any government is to provide security and welfare of the people. Our concern should be the welfare of Nigerians, which I believe is not only in my constituency that the masses or the poor or the people are suffering. I believe most of the constituencies, people are suffering because of this increase. Let me also use the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to borrow a word of our president. When he spoke then, he said, let the government allow the poor to breathe. Today, we are not only calling for government to allow the poor to breathe, we are calling of government not to remove the cylinder that the poor are already living under oxygen. If you remove the cylinder, we are not talking about breathe, we are talking about taking people's life. Government have to put human face. Government should listen to Nigerians. Whatever it will cause, whatever policies that can cause hardship to Nigerians, government should look at it and review it and allow the poor to breathe. I appeal to all members to give all the necessary support to this very important and timely bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I believe that since this motion is sponsored by all members of this House, that comprises of all political parties, a lot of members of this House, 101 members, 111 members in this House signed to support this motion. I believe they are speaking for their constituents. If there is any member that believes his constituents want the fuel price to keep on increasing, it's free to come out and tell Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. God bless you all.
Yes, my dear Chair.
And cooking gas in the country. The House, aware that Nigeria as an oil-producing nation has historically relied on petroleum product and cooking gas, LPG, as essential sources of energy for both domestic and industrial purposes. Concerned that in the recent months, the prices of petrol and cooking gas have skyrocketed and continue to do so, creating an unsustainable financial burden on ordinary Nigerians and excavating the cost of living. Noting that the removal of fuel subsidies, coupled with global oil price volatility and the depreciation of the naira, has contributed significantly to the rising cost of petrol at the pump and cooking gas for households. Worried that the escalating fuel and gas prices are impacting the cost of transportation, food, essential goods, and health care, further increasing inflation and pushing many families into deeper financial hardship. Further concerned that businesses, particularly small and medium-sized enterprises, are struggling to manage their operational costs due to increased fuel prices, threatening economic stability and job security. Acknowledge that the federal government has previously announced plans to require domestic refineries and boost local refining capacity to address some of these issues, but has yet to deliver significant results in this regard. Mindful that the rising cost of petrol and cooking gas poses significant threat to livelihood of millions of Nigerians, and unchecked inflation pressure caused by increased prices can lead to social unrest, increased poverty rate, and negative long-term economic effects. Also worried that unless urgent and pragmatic steps are taken to control the rising cost of petrol and cooking gas, the nation will go into economic crisis, leading into negative outcomes like increased crime rate and mortality. Resolve to call on the federal government to reverse the recent farm price hike and take immediate steps to stabilize petrol and cooking gas prices through targeted intervention such as temporary price relief measures, tax reduction, or subsidies on LPG for low-income households. Call on the National Nigerian Petroleum Corporation, NNPCL, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, and other relevant agencies to expedite the repair/maintenance of domestic refineries and increase local refining capacity as a stopgap measure to reduce the dependence on imported refined petroleum products. urged the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to implement monetary policies that will mitigate the adverse effect of fuel price hike on inflation, particularly with regards to essential goods and services. Encourage the federal government to explore alternative energy sources and diversify the country's energy mix to reduce reliance on petrol and gas, promoting renewable energy solutions that are more sustainable and affordable in the long run. Encourage state government to adopt policies that alleviate the financial burden on their citizens, such as waiving taxes or levies or transportation and goods and services. Mandate the House Committee on Petroleum, Downstream and Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report back to the House within 2 weeks for further legislative action. I so submit, sir.
Any seconder to this motion? Honorable Kelechi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for
doesn't
protecting
matter.
me.
You understand?
Mr. Speaker, the minority are trying to harass people.
He's been intimidated by your...
Mr. Speaker, this motion has been taken over by events based on the resolution and the directives of this House. This House, I could remember, established a committee to look holistically the oil industry, the issues surrounding it, establish a joint committee between the House and the Senate to look at all these issues. And God so kind, the minority leader is a member of that committee.
Okay.
So it's like we're turning the clock hand behind and trying to complicate the resolution, the directives, and the workings of that committee. Because it's part of the resolution of the House to look at these issues when the TOR, the terms of reference, was given to that committee, which I am a member, which the minority leader is a member.
Okay. What is your point of order, Abdul Samad?
Please.
Honorable members, Yusuf Gagdi, PhD is my name. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, yes, it is a nice motion, very perfect and well fitted in these chambers, because it is a motion that speaks for Nigerians and the situations that Nigerians are passing through. Mr. Speaker, just to remind this House of our primary responsibility, we know, but for the purpose of stating the obvious, we are to make laws for peace, order, and good governance. And what is good governance? The interest, the livelihoods, what Nigerians should benefit, what is being defined as a good governance. So therefore, when we are to speak for Nigerians, to call the attention of government in doing things in such a manner that should improve the life of Nigerians, Mr. Speaker, that is apt. It's allowed. And more so, this is a chamber that is meant for people to ventilate their opinions, whether you agree with one another or you do not agree with one another. At the end, the position of your law prevailed. I'm lost a little bit that I want my colleagues to think within the line of the last speaker, including the motion mover at the same time. Nobody is against any moves that will better the lots of the Nigerian people. Mr. Speaker, we are here to represent our people, the interests of those local people on the street. This is what we are here for. So, PIA is a creation of the National Assembly. It's a creation of this House of Representatives. The sector is being deregulated. But in times of debating on how to adjust the speed limit of government to coming to the aid of the common man on the street, we should avoid politics. we produce an act, a bill here in the 9th Assembly, signed by the President. It becomes a law, and the sector is being deregulated by that law. And what is deregulation? Have we studied the deregulation? But again, in as much as a law exists, the consequences of the discharge of that law on the common man must be addressed, and we must speak about it. And I think that is the intention of this motion. So I'm calling our attention. One, does deregulation allow the price of petroleum product to be different in Lagos, in Abuja, in Jos, in Katsina, in Gombe? If the regulation allow that, why is the law, PIA bill that is being passed is now an act? Is it being respected by the public office holders appointed by this government to ensure decorum in that sector? If it is not, Mr. Speaker, our priority is on the suffering that our citizens are being felt and are being faced on the street. It is very important for us to draw a line where the interest of our citizen is being subjugated to all kinds of things. We try to come to the aid of the people. And again, Mr. Speaker, our colleagues should equally consider if there was a position mandating a committee to do this job, there is no gainsay, rigmarole, deliberating on an issue that decisions have already been taken about. Thank you and God bless you.
I represent the good people of Njiko Kano Chadunukofia from Anambra State. I want to say that I'm totally in support of this motion, as it were. I want to draw the attention of all of us that in this recent past, the federal government gave a minimum wage of 70,000 a month. And just a week or two ago, there's an increase of fuel price. And I'm telling you from personal experience, my driver, I approved his transport of 3,000 transportation a day, has come up with a bill of 6,000 transportation a day just to come to work. And all these things is affecting the entire stress of our people. What does this dovetail to? We cannot transport food from our constituents, or our constituents cannot transport their produce from the farm to market with a much lesser cost. The increases of food in this country, somebody who is earning 70,000 a month, his 70,000 cannot last him for 3 days in this country, in the same government, the same policy. I want to thank God for the life of Aliko Dangote, who has, through other investors, have come up with a refinery. I want us to pressurize on the government, because not all countries that produces petroleum are in OPEC. We need to review our OPEC policy. We mustn't be in OPEC, because the only thing that will solve this problem of petroleum increase is to use what we have to solve our problem. In other words, I'm advocating that NNPC, the government, should, as a matter of policy, Mr. Speaker, to sell our crude oil we produce to Dangote at a reduced foreign exchange. Because their hands are tied, we will have to review the policy we have with OPEC. We mustn't be there. We have crude oil. Dangote must be giving our crude oil at a reduced foreign exchange, not on international standard. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Dr. Patrick?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Esienudim, Oborokara Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud son of Akwa Ibom State. My contribution is simple. Let me first and foremost commend the minority leader for coming up with this motion. It is particularly very urgent and it touches directly on the welfare of Nigerians. But then we cannot make a caricature of the parliament by proliferating ad hoc committees to solve problems, whereas this same house has in its creation mandated a committee or an ad hoc committee to investigate issues or concerns in the petroleum industry. So let me say this in a hurry that I align with the submissions of my friend, Honorable Olumide Oshoba, that the motion in itself should be amended to reflect that in its relief, the ad hoc committee of this House, which is a joint committee of the House and the Senate, be mandated to look into these issues as raised in the motion moved by the minority leader. There is no need to belabor the issues because we are all aware that the issue with fuel increase in prices affects every Nigerian and affects the prices of goods at the market. And so we are at home with the issues, but then we should submit that the ad hoc committee of this House, which is a joint committee with the Senate, be allowed to look into these issues to help Nigerians. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Every responsive government or public office holder must listen to the feelings and yearnings of the people that you serve. I will also want to say that laws are made for man, not man for law. Again, for every law, there is the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. I'm saying this because of the argument of PIA. Yes, PIA has provided for deregulation, but what is the spirit behind PIA? Is it the same spirit that Nigerians are feeling today? Was that the reason why we enacted PIA? No. The answer is clear that it is no. And therefore, in implementing every law, we must look at the spirit behind it. And that's why we are saying, yes, the regulation is part of what we have yearned for, but how do we implement it with less burden on the Nigerian people? And that is the essence of the motion that we have brought.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that the senators actually said against Tinubu in this very video. You know, I think that it is before. It is only few senators that will only come out to say the truth the way it is. Some other senators will make a nonsense move and they will spoil everything that the other senators are saying. They will spoil all the truth that the other senators are saying. And you know, AKPABIO himself will never listen to the truth. But in this very day, this was few hours ago, all the senators, you can hear all of them saying the same thing. They said if care is not taken for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they said the moment Nigerians will stand up against Nigeria again, the moment Nigerians will stand up against Bola Ahmed Tinubu again, they said they will ensure that they help them and they support them because these people are actually suffering. You can hear it yourself. They said Nigerians are on live oxygen now, and if the cylinder is removed, what will they be inhaling? That Nigerians will put the law in their hand, and that the moment Nigerians put the law in their hand, they too will support Nigeria. Those are what senators are saying in this very place. That's to tell you that these people have turned their back against all the policies of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's normally knows that the policies of Tinubu are anti-people policy. They are anti-poor people policy precisely. These policies are not helping the poor. You know, they increase the price of fuel to over 1,000 naira within 2 months, and they inflated it more than once. These are what Tinubu is doing, and whenever Tinubu Tinubu want to increase the price of pump and all of that, whenever he want to increase fuel price, he will run out of Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians are actually calling him coward and all of that. They said if truly Tinubu know what he's doing, he should not be running out of Nigeria, that he should stay in Nigeria. Why is it that he will run out of Nigeria and he will go and increase fuel price? Then after increasing it, he will run back to Nigeria. Why can't he stay in Nigeria and increase the fuel price and increase the pump price? Now, as at now, fuel is selling around 1,400 naira in a place per liter and 1,500 naira per liter in some places. This same Tinubu in question, when good luck increased fuel price by 10 naira, Tinubu shut down Nigeria and they shut down everywhere in Nigeria. They protested, they called good luck different names and they did all manner of things. But the same Tinubu came now on board and increased the fuel price from around 200 and something naira to around 1,400 naira plus in some places. And the people came out to protest. Tinubu weaponized the security operative and they go to live protest ground with live ammunitions, and as if that is not enough, they pull the trigger. They poof a lot of protesters. A lot of people lost their life. The same Tinubu in question now run to France and begin to do all manner of things. We have never seen the history of any president in Europe and all of that coming to Nigeria to rest or coming to Nigeria to spend 2 days. It have never happened before. But Nigerian presidents are so shameless to the extent that they move up and down to the international community, the European Union countries and all of that. They live their luxurious lifestyle there and they're telling Nigerians to be tightening up their bet. That's what Tinubu is saying. He's living luxuriously with taxpayers' money and he's telling the taxpayers, which is the Nigerians, to be tightening up their bet, and he himself loses his bet on ground. These are what Nigerians are kicking against. They said enough is enough. Nigerians are tired of everything, all the policies that Tinubu is making just to ensure that he put the people in higher poverty, just to ensure that he impoverishes the people. Nigerians are saying they are tired, but Tinubu did not relent. He's doing as if he did not see the pain of the people. He's doing as if he's not hearing the cry of the people. He's doing as if he's not hearing the lamentation or everything that the people are lamenting on in the country. But the moment the people call him T-Pain, he heard that and he said they did not like it. They call him names, he said they did not like it. He can hear that. But the moment they lamenting and complaining, he will turn a blind ear and we will do the worst again. That's what Tinubu is doing. Nigerians are dying of hunger every day. They sent Tinubu in question. Nobody put him when he protested against good luck then and called good luck different names. But the moment the people protested against him, he brutalized a lot of Nigerian youth. A lot of people lost their life. That's what is happening. And I said that it's not enough. The same Tinubu in question did not accept the fact that he's incompetent and he's ruling Nigeria bad. He said it was Buhari that governed Nigeria bad and destroyed Nigeria. Now the question out there is, who brought Buhari? The one Tinubu is laying emphasis on the Buhari regime 247. Who brought the Buhari? Who brought the Buhari into power? Is Buhari not the same party? In fact, Tinubu was the APC chairman, the APC leader then when Buhari was governing the affair of the country badly, and the same Tinubu couldn't call Buhari to order and all of that. And the same Tinubu is now complaining. He was the one that brought Buhari and is now complaining on the regime of Buhari. Now, if Tinubu should use 4 years to complain, when we did face Nigeria? And the wife of Tinubu came out and said nobody should question or complain on his husband again, that the husband is not the one that is responsible for the hardship of the country. Now, who is responsible for the hardship? The same Tinubu said to Goodluck back then. He said Goodluck should stop complaining and do the needful in Nigeria. He said Goodluck should fix Nigeria, he should stop complaining. The same Tinubu now is there complaining 247 and is complaining shamelessly. That's what Nigerians are saying, and Nigerians are saying they are tired, and the senators are standing on it that they too they are tired, that they want Tinubu to do the needful. They said Nigerians are tired. The senators are saying they standing beside Nigerians this time. They said enough is enough. You can't proof all Nigerians for them. You heard everything right in this very video. So what is your take regarding what the senator said? Do you think they will stand by what they said? Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video, as I'm gonna to get another channel for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and Life Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. You can also follow me on TikTok at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where? Politicians pastor where they do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG TV.